Rome didn't fall in a single day, but it did fall. We've all imagined the Roman Empire as an unstoppable colossus, with invincible armies, powerful emperors, monumental cities, and a civilization that seemed eternal. But the story we were told is incomplete. We were taught that Rome was a glorious empire, dominating the world with its culture, its legions, and its unwavering power. But Rome changed, and in its transformation came its decline. What we now call the late Roman Empire is a little explored period, often treated as a period of decline, corruption, and chaos. We are told that after the splendor of Julius Caesar, Augustus, Trajan, or Marcus Aurelius, Rome simply crumbled under the weight of its own corruption and the invasion of savage barbarians. But what really happened? This isn't the world of the great Caesars we've seen in movies and TV shows. Here there are no heroic gladiators or generals conquering distant lands. In this period, Rome is no longer the same city that ruled the world. Its power has fragmented. The Senate no longer dictates the destiny of the empire. Decisions are made in military camps, not in the Curia. Emperors are no longer charismatic leaders surrounded by philosophers and senators, but authoritarian figures closer to absolute monarchs, surrounded by corrupt courts and eunuchs. The Mediterranean, once the center of world trade and politics, is no longer the linchpin of the empire. Now, power lies at the borders, in military fortresses, where war-hardened generals make the most important decisions. Who destroyed Rome? The traditional version of history tells us that Rome fell to barbarian hordes who stormed its borders and laid waste to civilization, but the truth is much more complex. The so-called barbarians were not simply savages destroying Rome. Many of them were mercenary allies and even generals of the empire. Some Germanic kingdoms adopted Latin, Roman administration, and even the Christian religion. The empire did not disappear overnight. It was transformed, and then Christianity arrived. Was the new faith the cause of the empire's decline, or was it the only pillar that prevented its total collapse? As emperors embraced Christianity and paganism was relegated to oblivion, Rome was no longer the same. The power of the old gods was fading as bishops and popes began to gain influence. The temples of Jupiter and Mars were abandoned, and churches and basilicas were erected in their place. Christianity transformed not only Rome but all of Europe, shaping the medieval world that was about to be born. As the empire crumbled, some men tried to save it. Generals like Stilicho, Aetius, and Belisarius fought to the last breath to prevent its collapse. Roman armies still existed, the walls of Rome still stood. The greatness of the past still burned in the memories of many, but history is unforgiving, and in the year 1400 AD, Romulus Augustulus, the last Western Roman emperor, was deposed by the Germanic leader Odoacer. The Western Roman Empire had fallen. However, Rome did not completely disappear. In the East, in Constantinople, the Eastern Empire would endure for years more, heir to the glory of Rome. That was the end, or a new beginning. The collapse of the Roman Empire marked the beginning of a new world. Roman cities became medieval fortresses, legionaries became knights, emperors became kings. But its legacy never died. Roman law, its architecture, its language, and its culture continued to shape the destiny of Europe and the world. This is the story of Rome's decline and transformation. Subscribe to Voices of History and click the bell to follow this series and discover how the world changed forever with the fall of history's most legendary empire. Rome didn't fall, Rome was transformed. See you on the roads. Best regards and thank you.